Welcome back to the deep dive, everybody. Today, we're taking a look at a message channeled from Mira of the Pleiadian High Council.
Right, and this message is coming to us by way of a YouTube channel called KRY Servicio Magnetico.
Okay, cool. And so, who exactly is this message for? Is it for everybody or a specific group?
So this one is specifically addressed to, well, they use a couple different terms, ground crew, starseeds, basically folks that feel like they're here to help out with Earth's, ascension process. And the whole message is really interesting because it's got this really, respectful and admiring tone, like really honoring the dedication and courage of these people going through these kind of crazy times.
Yeah, I see that. It's not just like some random message, floating out there. It's like really directed at a group of people who, I guess, already kind of feel connected to this idea of like Earth evolving and changing. So I guess for this deep dive, we're really trying to pull out like, what are the key things she's saying? What are the predictions? And how does this apply to you listening right now, as you're experiencing everything that's happening in the world?
Absolutely. And we're working with a transcript here, right? So it's from a YouTube video. It's like very direct to the point.
Yeah, got it. So jumping right in then, it seems like this message starts off by emphasizing how like unique and important this moment in time is.
Yeah, for sure. And it's really hammering home the idea that, this is not just any old awakening. This is a huge, unprecedented era. Truth is unfolding, according to some kind of divine plan. Earth's ascending to a, higher state of being. It's even, talking about a golden age of light.
Yeah.
What's really wild, though, is this idea that there's this tangible, revelation energy, like it's in the air.
Okay, so it's like this energy is building, it's bringing all these hidden truths to light, a lot of change happening really fast. And she's saying this right up front, right in the beginning.
Exactly. And it's all tied to this whole idea of starseeds and light workers, the folks we were just talking about.
Yeah.
The people this message is for. They're the beacons of light, right?
Yeah.
They're crucial in this whole process.
And I think this is so fascinating because it's like she's saying, you chose to be here right now. Like you came to Earth for this. There's this real sense of purpose. And she even mentions there's help, the Pleiadian High Council's got your back. It's like cosmic encouragement for all the, the wild stuff happening right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And then she gets into some pretty specific predictions, like a heads up, She's focusing on the next 3 to 6 months and saying things are going to shift big time.
Okay, so what's going to shift? Like what's she seeing?
She's saying there's going to be this massive transition from unconscious energy to conscious awareness.
Yeah.
Like globally and personally, things that have been hidden are coming to the surface.
I mean, that sounds, I don't know, kind of intense. Like, who knows what's going to come up when all that stuff gets stirred up?
Yeah, no kidding. And she connects this whole thing, this surfacing, right, back to starseeds and light workers, like the people listening right now.
Yeah.
Because she's saying, you're carrying this high-frequency light, and that's what's stirring everything up. It's like she even uses this analogy, right?
Oh, yeah. I love a good analogy. What is it?
She compares you, like your light, to shining a light into a dark room. And all of a sudden, you see all the shadows, everything was hidden. Just one light illuminates the whole space. And she's saying that's what you're doing. You're the light that's illuminating everyone's consciousness.
That makes a lot of sense. It's like we can't hide from ourselves anymore, right? We're being forced to see all the stuff that we've been ignoring.
Totally. And, even without you saying anything, your energy, your vibration, it's prompting people to remember, to wake up.
Okay. But I have to imagine that all this truth coming out, it can't be easy, right? Like, what about all the hurt, the anger, the confusion?
Yeah, she acknowledges that. She says it's going to be uncomfortable. Old wounds, beliefs you've held on to forever, all that stuff's going to surface. But she says, on a soul level, you're ready. You're welcoming this healing. And it's not just people who are, already on this path. It's everyone. She's saying people who've been, asleep are starting to question things. I bet you're seeing that already, right?
Yeah.
Like with your friends, family, people around you.
Yeah, now that you mention it, I think you're right. It feels like conversations are just, I don't know, different lately. Like people are more open to new ideas, or at least they're not so quick to dismiss things that go against what they've always believed.
That's it. That's exactly it. And even if it doesn't feel like some big dramatic awakening, she's saying, you're planting seeds. Your light is working, and those seeds will blossom. And it's going to keep accelerating.
Okay, so if these seeds are about truth being revealed, what kind of truths are we talking about here? What's coming out into the open?
She's saying it's going to be big. Every veil is lifting and it's happening across every area you can think of.
Give me some specifics. What areas?
All right, so she mentions like society itself, how it's structured, governance, the way we're ruled, science, medicine, how we understand our bodies and the world, history, the stories we tell ourselves about the past, economics, religion, like where the money is, what we believe. She's talking about suppressed tech, things we haven't even seen yet. And, the big one, aliens, like contact, star families, all of that.
Whoa, that is a lot. And I mean, some of that stuff is pretty controversial, right? Like imagine, I don't know, the government coming out and saying, yeah, we've been talking to aliens. Or, scientists admitting they were wrong about, I don't know, the Big Bang or something.
Exactly. And she's not sugarcoating it. She says this is going to be overwhelming for people, like shock, anger, confusion, betrayal. Our whole understanding of the world's getting turned upside down.
I can only imagine, like everything you thought you knew was a lie, or at least, not the whole truth.
It's tough. But she does say this. She says, it's all happening according to plan. Like it's divinely orchestrated and it's coming in stages so we can handle it. And she reminds everyone, like, you're strong, you're wise, you came here for this.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, maybe on some level we knew this was coming, but okay, let's be real. There are going to be people who are not happy about this, right? Like people who are going to fight this whole truth-revealing thing tooth and nail.
Oh, yeah. She talks about that too. She says, all the systems, the people in power, they're going to resist like crazy. They've built their whole lives, their control on the old stories.
Makes sense. Like, if you're a politician and your whole platform is based on, I don't know, denying climate change, and then suddenly it's undeniable, I mean, what do you do?
You dig in, right.
Yeah.
Or you get left behind. And she specifically mentions like science, medicine, history, education, the media, government, all pushing back against the truth.
And we see that all the time, right? Like, new evidence gets ignored, people get ridiculed for speaking out. It can be really discouraging.
Oh, yeah. But she says, don't get discouraged. This is where you got to remember your role. It's not about like forcing people to believe. You're a frequency holder, you embody the truth.
I like that. It's not about winning arguments. It's about being the change you want to see.
That's it. She actually says, avoid those arguments. The heated debates, the back and forth, it just gets people more entrenched. What you got to do is just be calm, be secure, and transmit that truth through who you are, through your energy.
It's like radiating the truth rather than shouting it, right?
Exactly. The people who are ready will resonate with you. And the ones who aren't, well, you can't force it. You got to let them wake up at their own pace. And eventually those institutions, the people stuck in the old ways, they'll either transform or, they'll fade away.
Because the truth will just be too obvious to ignore.
That's what she's saying. Truth always wins, and you're part of that victory just by being you. And that actually leads into her next point, which is all about personal elevation.
Okay, so if we're not supposed to be out there fighting with people, what are we supposed to be doing? Like, what's the best way to use our energy?
She says the most powerful thing you can do is focus on yourself. Raise your own vibration. Heal your own wounds. Expand your consciousness.
Makes sense. You can't pour from an empty cup. You got to take care of yourself first.
Absolutely. And she's saying, each soul will awaken when they're ready. You can't do the work for them. So when you take care of yourself, when you heal and grow, it's actually a gift to the whole world.
Okay, so how do we actually elevate our vibration? Like, what are some practical steps?
She suggests meditation, prayer, getting quiet and connecting with your inner guidance. Also creative expression, doing things that bring you joy, letting your true self shine through. And nature, spending time in nature, grounding yourself, raising your vibration. Basically, anything that connects you to your higher self, anything that aligns you with love, peace, gratitude.
I like that. It's not just about sitting on a meditation cushion all day. It's about finding what fills you up, what makes you feel alive.
Exactly. And when you do that, you become this like shining beacon of light. And that light naturally influences those around you. You don't even have to try.
It's like your energy does the work for you.
Exactly. And, she gives these little examples, right? Like just your presence in a room can shift the energy. Or your smile can brighten someone's day. It's all about the vibration you're putting out there.
Okay, I'm feeling really inspired right now. But like, with all this crazy stuff happening, with the shadows coming out, it's easy to feel overwhelmed,
Yeah, I hear that. But guess what? She says we're not alone in this. Like, we've got backup.
Backup? Like what?
She's talking about the Pleiadian High Council and a whole bunch of other benevolent galactic beings. They're sending us light codes, like high-frequency energy to support us.
Whoa, light codes. What are those exactly?
Yeah. They're like energetic upgrades. They're helping us align with the new Earth energy grids, which is this like web of light that connects everyone and everything on the planet. And they're also helping us connect more directly with like the source, the creator, whatever you want to call it.
Okay, so how do we know if we're receiving these light codes? Like, what does it feel like?
She says it can happen when you're sleeping, meditating, or even just in moments of like grace and synchronicity. You might feel tingling, ringing in your ears, waves of warmth, love. Maybe your dreams are super vivid, or you see like light symbols.
Wow, so I got to pay attention to that stuff, right?
Absolutely. She says it's like updating your energy field, even your DNA. It helps you hold more light. And she says just open your heart, set the intention to receive these codes. And if you feel overwhelmed, just ask for help. Your guides, the Pleiadian Council, they're there for you.
Okay, so these light codes, they're helping us adjust to the new energy, connect with the source, feel more grounded, basically.
Exactly. And it's not just us. The Earth's getting these light infusions too. It's all vibrating higher.
Okay, so that's the good news. But she also talks about this thing called the collective shadow, right? And that doesn't sound so good.
Yeah, this is the part where we got to brace ourselves a bit.
Yeah.
She's saying in the coming months, everything that's been hidden, all the darkness, is going to come out into the open.
Like all the bad stuff, the corruption, the secrets.
All of it. Deception, corruption, dysfunctional systems, the pain we haven't dealt with, it's
Yeah.
all going to surface.
And why does all this have to come out?
She says it's got to happen for the planet to heal. Like, imagine you have a wound, you got to clean it out, get all the infection out before it can heal properly. Same thing with the planet.
Okay, but that can't be pretty, right? Like, imagine all the scandals, the collapses, the emotional upheaval.
Yeah, she's saying there's going to be turbulence, distress, people are going to freak out. But she says to you, like to the starseeds and light workers, don't let it shake you. Stay strong.
Easier said than done, right? But I get it. Like, we have to hold the light.
Exactly. And she says this darkness, it's not new, it's just finally being exposed.
Yeah.
And because you've been doing your work, you're ready for this. You're the stable ones, the pillars of light that help others find their balance.
Okay, so it's like, be the calm in the storm. Be the example.
Exactly. And even though it seems scary, she actually paints a really hopeful picture of what comes after all this.
Really? What happens after?
She says once the shadow's out in the open, the energy is going to clear. We can create new systems,
Yeah.
Build a better world. Communities will come together. There'll be healing, wisdom. It's like all the suffering, the ignorance, it'll be replaced with something better.
It's good to have that vision, right? Like to know that all this isn't for nothing, that there's light at the end of the tunnel.
Totally. And speaking of light, she also talks about these multi-dimensional experiences that are going to become more common.
Multi-dimensional, huh? I'm intrigued.
So as these veils thin,
Yeah.
And our consciousness expands, she says, pay attention to your dreams. They're going to get super vivid. And some people are even going to start having like astral travels where they're actually going to other realms.
Astral travel, I've heard of that. Like your soul leaves your body and goes on adventures.
Exactly. And she's saying it's going to feel more real than ever. Like you might find yourself on starships in these amazing environments, meeting your star families, your guides.
Wow, wait, hold on. Starships? Like spaceships?
Yeah, like you might be walking down these corridors of light or sitting in these circles with these bright beings, like in a classroom or something. And it's not just imagination. She says these are real encounters.
So while our bodies are sleeping, our souls are out there learning and connecting with other beings.
Exactly. And you're receiving guidance, healing, training, like you're actually doing work on another level. You might even be going to council meetings or getting energy upgrades in some kind of healing chamber.
Wow, that's wild. But if I don't remember any of this, does it even matter?
Well, she says that as the barrier between dimensions gets weaker, you might start getting memories of these experiences, like snippets of conversation, lessons you learned, or just this feeling of being in a different body. So pay attention to those little things, the intuitive nudges.
Okay, so I should be writing down my dreams, paying attention to symbols, colors, feelings. Got it.
Yeah, and you could even set an intention before you go to sleep, like, I want to remember my astral travels. The more you pay attention, the stronger your connection to these other realms becomes.
It's like remembering who you truly are, right?
Yeah.
Beyond this physical reality. Okay, so we've got a lot to process here. A lot of external changes, internal changes, multidimensional stuff. It's a lot.
It is a lot, and that's why she brings it back to the basics, the inner work. She says, no matter what's happening out there, You got to keep doing the work on yourself.
Because everything's connected, right? What we do inside ourselves affects the whole world.
Exactly. And she's saying, just as the collective shadow is coming out, your own shadows, your patterns, your limiting beliefs, they're going to come up too. It's all connected. The outer reflects the inner.
So the chaos out there is a reflection of the chaos inside us.
In a way, yeah. And she says, when you feel triggered, when you notice those old patterns, take a pause. Ask yourself, what's trying to be seen here? What am I learning? Every challenge is an opportunity for growth.
So instead of reacting, we observe, we get curious.
Exactly. Like, let's say you're feeling abandoned. Maybe there's a part of you that's still holding on to that old hurt, and it's trying to get your attention. Or maybe you're being super critical of yourself. She's saying these are signs that there's something deeper going on. And the energy right now is supporting us in bringing all this to the surface so we can heal it.
Okay, so how do we do that? How do we heal these old wounds, these patterns?
She says, be honest with yourself. Be compassionate. Treat yourself like you would a good friend who's going through a tough time. It's not about beating yourself up. It's about shining light on those dark places with love and acceptance.
It's like giving ourselves permission to be human, right? With all our imperfections.
Exactly. And she says some of these patterns might be really old, from childhood, from your ancestors, even past lives. But now is the time to heal them. And every time you do, every time you have that little aha moment, it's a victory. It's you becoming a spiritual master.
It's amazing to think that our own personal healing can have such a big impact, but she takes it even further, right? She talks about the collective impact of all this individual healing.
Yeah, this is where it gets really mind-blowing. She says, because we're all connected, our personal healing affects everyone. Like it ripples out into the whole collective consciousness.
Wait, so me healing my own stuff can actually help heal the world?
That's what she's saying. And she uses this analogy. She says it's like an orchestra. If one musician's instrument is out of tune, the whole thing sounds off. But when one instrument is perfectly in tune, it helps everyone else tune up too.
I love that. So we're all tuning forks, basically, vibrating at different frequencies. And as we raise our own vibration, it helps raise the vibration of the whole planet.
Exactly. The light you're anchoring within yourself is adding to the planetary grid of light, strengthening it for everyone. And even if people don't consciously know what you're doing, they feel it. It's like a ripple effect of love and healing.
Okay, I'm starting to understand. So all those little choices we make, choosing love over fear, forgiveness over resentment, peace over drama, those are all contributing to this collective shift.
Absolutely. Every act of kindness, every moment of peace, it sends out a pulse of light. It matters. And the higher realms are watching, celebrating every step you take.
Wow. Okay. I'm getting chills. But, all this talk about raising our vibration, it makes me wonder, what about all the drama, all the ego stuff that keeps us stuck in those lower vibrations?
She talks about that too. She says to really step into these new frequencies, we got to release those old patterns. The drama, the emotional reactions, the ego-driven need to be right, to be a victim, to be
I
superior.
feel like we're addicted to the drama, right? Like we don't even realize how much it's running our lives.
Totally. But she's saying you're training to be a master. You're learning to observe all that drama without getting sucked in. Like imagine it's a play and you're sitting in the audience, you can see what's happening, but you're not on stage getting all worked up.
That's a great image. So when that trigger comes, that urge to react and get caught up in the drama, what do we do?
She says, first, recognize it. That's your ego talking, not your true self. Then take a breath. Center yourself in your heart. You have a choice. You don't have to react.
It's like taking back your power, right? Choosing a different response.
Exactly. Like someone says something mean to you. Instead of snapping back, you choose kindness. You release that density. You clear those old patterns. And every time you do that, you remember who you really are, this being of love and light. And the more we remember, the stronger we become. Exactly. And eventually, those triggers, they lose their power. What used to throw you off balance, you can just witness it with peace. That's mastery. And she's saying, this is what you came here to do, and you're doing it. You're on the threshold of a new earth, and it's going to be glorious.
That's so beautiful. It gives me so much hope.
Me too. And she ends the message with this, wave of love. She's saying the Pleiadian High Council is so proud of us. They're celebrating our progress. Our galactic family is watching over us. We're not alone.
It's like having this whole team of cosmic cheerleaders, supporting us every step of the way.
And Mira, you're sending her love, her light, her support. She's saying we're creating a beautiful future together. We are one. And she wishes us peace and joy for all that's to come.
What a powerful message.
It really is.
And on that note, I want to leave you with one last thought. As you go about your day, as you witness all the changes happening around you, ask yourself, are these the signs of the awakening, the revelations, the shifts we've been talking about?
Because it's happening.
It is. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time.